It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and it's time for us now to have a look at what's going on in Wimmera Netball, in particular with those Southern Mallee Giants. How did they go on the weekend? Well, they had a tough fighting win, and Zali Brown was playing. She can tell us all about it. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks, Jace. How are you?
I am well, thank you. And it was a tough one. You guys managed to get over the line in the end against Warwick Netball Eagles. You played and beat them 47-44 in a close one.
Yeah, it was. It was a tight one all day. We kind of just got over them in that last quarter. So the 4 point and the win, which is good, but they definitely made it hard for us.
Yes, they did. So win moves you guys into second spot on the A-grade ladder. 5 wins, 3 losses and a draw. And look, this was a game, all credit to Warwick Netball. You guys had a good start. You led by 4 goals at quarter time, and then they came right back at you in the second quarter, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We just dropped off. I think we lost a bit of momentum, which happens sometimes. But, you know, I think we managed to get it back in that last quarter when it really mattered, which we were very happy with.
That's exactly right. So, best for you guys, Steph Thompson, Abby White obviously played well. You sunk 25 big ones. So, yourself and Steph worked pretty well together and have all year. For them, Molly Stewart sunk 30 and was named best. She played really well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pretty good day for goalies, not too windy and not too much sun. So good conditions, lots of goals shot. And, yeah, Steph played really well to get best on, and Molly did play really well for Warwick.
Yeah. I mentioned the win moves you guys into second spot on the ladder, and that's because of the Sunday game, which we'll get to, Horsham and Horsham Saints. I'll run you through the details there in a minute. Other A-grade matches from the Saturday, Minyip Matoa took on Dimboola, and it was Dimmy getting the job done 40-30.
Yeah, 10 goals. That's not a blowout by any means. Fairly close. And Dimmy getting the win. I don't think I predicted that. I think I would have tipped Minyip to win, but Dimmy looked like they had a good game.
Yeah, well, they did. They led by 12 at half time. So they put them to the sword in the first half. After that, very even game. So Minyip Matoa would be disappointed with that first half performance, particularly the second quarter where they only scored 4 goals. They lost that quarter 11-4, and that's where the damage was done.
Yeah, definitely. It's a 4-quarter game netball. If you're not there every quarter, you can get trampled over quite easily.
Yeah. So Faith McKenzie best for Minyip Matoa, Holly Ross best for Dimboola, and their goalies, Nicole, and I'm going to get this wrong, Polycarpau, I think it is. Nicole Polycarpau, and I apologise, Nicole, if I've got that wrong. She sunk 30 goals in that game to be their best at the attacking end. So, did I get the name right? How did I go?
Oh, look, Jace, I'm not gonna even try.
Fair enough. 30 out of their 40 tells you how well she played.
Yeah, very dominant goalie. It's good when you have someone you can rely on in the ring.
Yeah, well, speaking of dominant, and the other fixture on Saturday, of course, was Nil and Ararat at Davis Park, but no A-grade match there to speak of. So we will move to that Sunday game, Horsham Saints and Horsham, and it was a Demons demolition job over the Saints in the end. They beat them 80-39, and it started in the first quarter and didn't relent. They were 10-goal up at quarter time, and they just kept going from there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a complete blowout in the end. Like 40-odd goals is no small margin. So I think it just really shows how strong the Demons are going to be in the second half of the season. And I think the Saints, that would have been a shock to them. They've been coming off 4 or 5 good wins, so that was probably not the result they were hoping for.
I wouldn't have thought. Georgie Carberry beat them by herself. She sunk 41 on the day and was, as a result, one of their better players. But Imogen Worthy, 31 as well. So those two teamed up for 72 of their 80 goals on the day. Horsham, just not quite in the same league at the moment. Lani Hobbs was their best, but that loss now drops them down to third on the ladder and has absolutely smashed their percentage. Ararat now, who are a game behind them, have a higher percentage. So do Minyip Matoa in 5th spot. So Horsham Saints have now got some work to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think it just shows that anyone coming up against the Demons, you really want to be ready because they're obviously going to be very hard to beat. But the Saints, Will it cost them later on in the season? We won't know until the end.
Yeah. Now, this week is round 12 of matches, and as far as the Southern Mallee Giants go, good weekend for you guys to have off.
Yeah, yep. We'll be all putting our feet up, recovering and preparing for the rest of the second half of the season. So nice and easy for us.
Yeah. Now, in terms of the ladder, do you get points for a bye?
I don't think so, but then I don't want to be wrong, but I don't think you get points for a bye, so we could drop in the round just because we're not playing.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I assume you don't, because you've already had a bye and you've got 5 wins and a draw for 22 points. So that gives other teams around you a chance to go past, particularly the Horsham Saints. They can reclaim their spot. I think they're the only ones that can go past you in this round, and we might start with them because they head off to Ararat to take on the Rats there at Alexandra Oval, and they are one of the chasing packs. So the reality here for Horsham is if they win, they'll go back to second. If they lose, they could fall as far as 6th on the ladder. It's a big game for them.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it is so very close. I think we've said that every week, that it's so close in the middle. Like, a win and a loss, you can really be in the finals contention or out of finals contention each week. So, big game for both Ararat and the Saints.
Yeah. Who wins?
I'm going to say Ararat. Okay. I think they're going to be fresh coming off a bye. And Saints, they've got to pick themselves up after that game against the Demons and see what they can do.
Fair enough. Stawell, they will take on Nil. So no A-grade game for us to talk about there. The Nil crew will head down to Central Park at Stawell for that one. Let's have a look at the games that will be played in the A-grade, and here's a big game for Minyip Mitsoa. They need to get back on the horse. They've got the Warwick Eagles, who were excellent against you guys last week. They've had a win already now. They've got moving, I guess you could say, the Warwick Eagles, and they won't be any pushovers in this one.
Definitely not. I'm nearly tipping them for a sneaky win, to be honest. They got very close to us on the weekend. And I think at home, they've got that momentum that they're building. I think they could nearly tip Minyip off.
Well, I think you might be right. Nothing sneaky about it the way they're playing at the moment. The Warwick Eagles and Minyip were just off the boil a little bit. They'll have to be on their mettle if they want to win that one. Last match of the round, Dimboola taking on Horsham. So Horsham, really, they'll start unbackable favourites here, you would think. And for Dimboola, it's all about margin management. They cannot afford to get flogged in this one.
No, absolutely not. If they have a 40-goal blowout like the Saints did, it's not going to be good for their percentage at all. So they've really got to try and give it everything they've got, get as close as possible. But I think, Demons go back them every day at the moment.
All right. There you go. So a weekend off for the Southern Mallee Giants. No functions or anything like that to speak of. So I guess that means we'll leave it there for this week.
Yeah, that's all for this week, Jay.
All right. Well, enjoy the weekend off. We'll catch you next week.
Bye. See you then.